It's time for the Ship's Gonna Happen podcast. Here with a load of laughs, info, and fun, it's Tony B, Dave B, and Timmy D.
Before I go alone. Don't ask me this and one more song. It ain't too costly, no, I ain't too cheap, so just relax. I'm on my knees.
Happy Saturday. Welcome to the Ship's Gonna Happen, episode number 138. David B., you look perky this Saturday morning.
It is a beautiful Saturday morning, producer Tony.
Yeah, I think we're going to get a little rain later on and stuff, but welcome to the Ship's Gonna Happen podcast. Alongside me as usual, you heard him already, David B. Timmy D's doing some daddy duty, right, this morning?
Yep, makes sense.
So he, being the dad of the house, doing the dad thing. Good. We'll catch up with Tim later, but thanks for joining in today. You can catch us on all the platforms, Spotify, Google, YouTube. Just put our name in the search engine and you will find us. David B., happy Saturday morning, brother.
It is the transportainment show of all transportainment shows, producer
Goodbye.
Tony. It is just a beautiful Saturday morning. I took the back route in this morning. I kind of got detoured with 465 being closed, and so I got in around here just a couple minutes earlier than what I wanted to, so I took a drive through the neighborhood of the 19th Green. And producer Tony, there isn't a better looking yard in this whole entire wherever I drove around here other than this 19th Green of all 19th Greens. It is the most beautiful yard, and it's producer Tony's lawn business is what we ought to have or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just a awesome looking yard. I also have to give credit to your neighborhood. When I drive through here, everybody waves.
Yeah, very friendly.
Everybody waves. Like if you drive through my neighborhood, people would be like, who the hell? But this neighborhood, everybody's super, super nice. And so, but again, beautiful Saturday morning. Producer Tony's got the 19th Green looking just beautiful. And this show, along with our other shows, brought to you by The Great Divide, 743 East New York Street, downtown Indianapolis. Great place to go after Ship's Gonna Happen week. I was just telling producer Tony before, that for whatever reason, I haven't made it there this week, and it's just odd not to get there at least once during the week, especially on a Friday, Thursday, maybe lunch, or a Friday evening, and I, for whatever reason, didn't make it. But anyway, we appreciate the Great Divide and their support. 743 East New York Street, downtown Indy. Swing by there. Give them a shout and tell them that the Ship's Gonna Happen podcast sent you. And they're, I think sometime this month. It's June 1st, producer Tony. How the hell did that happen already?
Man, it's amazing. It has flown by half the year. We're almost through half the year.
Yeah.
Amazing. So, but it's been a good one so far. We had some good weather and expect it to be a nice summer. June and July will start to heat up, right? So we got spoiled in February.
We did. Are you mowing twice a week?
Yeah, hitting it. Twice a week.
Okay.
Having to shoot.
Yep.
With this rain.
Still, and more rain due today.
I know.
But yeah, it definitely looks good, and it's a very beautiful June 1st. Absolutely,
man. So, David B., what's on your mind this Saturday? I mean, we'll talk about for a topic, so I didn't bring that up in the opening, but you've got the diesel demand. We'll hit some topics and then follow up with the fever. I know you're a fan, and you're into it more than me, and I would just want to get your take on some of that stuff. So
in a typical Saturday fashion, I did zero homework on my way this morning. So when I sit down for the show, the first headline that kind of popped, and I'm still a little like, what's this? So this is according to Transport Topics, dated yesterday, actually, May 31st. U.S. diesel demand, producer Tony, hits a 26-year seasonal low in March.
26 years.
26-year seasonal low. Now, think about the volume of trucks that are on the road now compared to 26 years ago, and the demand is at a 26-year low.
That just seems
not so sure.
Seems hard to believe.
It does. It does.
That could be the case. I mean, that's even counting in the years of the economy collapsing. Right, where nobody had
2008.
Yeah, so that's taken into that. Man, that's going way back. Who put that out?
This is an article courtesy of Transport Topics dated yesterday,
That's legit then.
Yeah. And they go on to say that, and they actually use the word plummeted. U.S. diesel demand plummeted to its lowest seasonal level in 26 years in March. And so March technically was last quarter. So we're just now getting into coming out of finishing up with the second quarter of the year.
Yeah.
Or just about to finish up. So it plunged to 3.67 million barrels of oil a day.
Wow.
And they align that with the economic growth, or the slow economic growth of the United States economy, and also the China, or the Asian, I shouldn't say China, but the Asian economy also. But man,
being affected by it too.
I mean, you hear other stories though where things are like, wow, it's great, it's good, it's boom, we're booming, and this and that. And then when you read a story about, I mean, the gauge of all gauges,
right? The gauges of all gauges.
Yeah, you've got to pay. You got to use oil to get where it's going.
That's who's buying it. Yeah,
legit. 26 years, because people are not going out and spending money like they were a year ago.
Like the worst in 26 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
I hate spending money anyway, so I never spend money. But it's just
that's huge though,
right?
Because what follows behind that's trucking bankruptcies, smaller businesses being squeezed out. Mm-hmm. Purchasing, Chevron buying Hess, right?
Yeah.
That you mentioned in pre-show.
Mm-hmm.
So, wow, that's
it's a function of the slowing economies, like I mentioned earlier, in Asia and the United States, and inflation is tightening consumer spending habits. So didn't we see in the news? Go ahead, producer Tony.
No, go ahead. I don't kill you.
Didn't we recently see in the news like where Target and somebody else was slashing?
Yeah, laid off. Yeah. Wow. Slash jobs. You've had, I can pull it up here real quick, but yeah. So you guys are in that same field, right. Kind of. Mm-hmm. Not kind of, you are.
It's slow.
So you've seen the effect of that too?
Yeah, we're down. I can pull up our ERP, but last time I looked, we were year to date down $4 million, which is a lot of money.
Yeah.
For any business, it's a lot of money.
But you guys have done really well too.
Knock on whatever.
Yeah.
Yes and no. And in no time do I ever want to see anybody lose their job. We have went through some people leaving the company and trying to replace those people.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I hate bringing new people into work. Just, when you're used to things kind of moving in as close to normal procedure as possible every day, where things kind of humming along, and then somebody leaves on you, and then you're trying to replace them, and
right.
I'm like, oh my God.
Well, what's misleading about this, David? I was thinking about this actually yesterday. What's misleading to me about this, or what can be misleading to the general public, is so when you look at the stock market, the stocks are up, right? A lot of stocks are up.
Yeah.
But in saying that, if you get rid of people and your profit's kind of the same, your stock is going to go up, right?
Fair.
So companies that have laid off, the biggest companies in America, Cisco, Ford, UPS, Nike, Google, Alphabet, Citigroup, Microsoft, Amazon, American Airlines, Expedia, PayPal, Snapchat, Spotify, Wayfair, CVS Health, Walmart. So, I mean, there's a lot of big companies doing layoffs right now.
Wow. And I hate to hear people lose.
It's the worst, man.
I don't care what I think about anybody as a person or an individual. If you're not, I feel bad. If you're not working, I legit feel bad for whoever it is that gets laid off or gets, just, I don't know.
Well, what's kind of scary too, though, is this AI push, right?
Yeah.
Like some of the AI could maybe.
Do you see that affecting your job at all?
I think trucking sector, David, that's a great question. I think the trucking sector overall has probably, there's so much human involvement that it's hard to put your mind around what you could and couldn't. But a lot of the backdoor office stuff, I think you probably could automate.
I could see my job.
Yeah, I can see it being affected by a lot. You have algorithms and rate bases now. You have carriers doing that where if they need a lane, they might swing the algorithm to behoove you to pick that lane based on it going down $1 or $2 or trying to match. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So you have people trying that. There's a lot of there's a lot of office stuff that probably could be replaced. I mean, if the driver shows up and he has all the information on a tablet, right?
But not a chief logistics officer, right?
Yeah, not a chief. Yeah. He's got the tablet on him or her, and it starts the whole process right there, right? So you insert that bill. You could scan that bill of lading right there, insert the whole, they could start billing you that afternoon, right? I mean, you don't want to be billed before the shipment moves, but I'm just saying, technically, you probably could do all that. So a lot of that stuff's good, but yeah, it can affect a lot of stuff.
Are you short-staffed, or
No, we are fully staffed.
Okay.
I mean, there was a period there that we, were scrambling to fill holes and stuff like that, but not with the purchasing of these terminals, it's created work. So we've not really been affected by it, to be honest with you. We have pockets of issues, but just like everybody else, but still plugging along. At a pretty good rate.
Yeah. That's good. I mean, there is a slowdown, but it's just, so we're off, like I mentioned earlier, about year to date, $4 million, and that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
But I just hope no panic buttons get pushed, and
yeah,
I just give me 15 more years.
Yeah, right. I know. 12
ish.
So, but I mean, in saying that, we looked at that cyclical cycle from ACT Research.
Yes.
So that the demand would naturally go down in fuel right now based on that cycle. Good point. But it wouldn't go down 26-year low. Holy cow, dude. That's like we were saying earlier, there's more trucks on the road today than there ever were. We're going to more cities and more zip codes than ever. So the fuel demand has got to be higher in that regard. But I suppose they see the numbers. So
does your company look towards alternative fuels, or
yeah, they're doing all sorts of stuff. They're involved in reducing carbon emission.
So
we have stuff equipped. That's what I was thinking earlier. Yeah, it could be, that could be a factor into it. The electronic trucks, the hybrid trucks, I mean, UPS and at Louisville at Worldport, I think is what they call it. I mean, every vehicle there on the ground is, I think, electric. So, there's no demand there for oil. But I don't know. The diesel industry is, the trucking industry is heavily reliable on diesel. So
very much.
That's shocking, though.
It is. But I've seen the reduction, not a big reduction in prices, and I don't normally pay attention to the diesel prices, but I have seen that reduction in the diesel price. There was maybe 2 weeks ago or so where they were kind of, the unleaded cost and the diesel costs were really close to one another. I think the diesels went back up like more towards $4 a gallon, and don't quote me on that.
No, you're right. It's $3.94.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, it's gone up quite a bit.
Okay.
A month ago it was at 4. It's been floating between 3 and 4.
Okay.
3.9 and 4.
I got you.
But that's a lot.
It is. Interesting.
Yeah, the average of yesterday's average in Indiana was 4.49.
Did a dry van truckload rate out of Huntington, West Virginia, coming into us. 775.
Wow. Cha-ching.
Yeah, think about that, dude.
I know.
2 years ago it was 1,200.
Yeah. That's like almost half.
775.
Yeah.
That is a steal.
I know. Was that next day or was that same day?
It's just, it would be, technically it's a 6-hour drive. So
yeah.
It's same day, but it wasn't looking to move it. If they picked it up on Monday, it would be Tuesday delivery.
How much weight was it?
44,000 pounds.
So that's got to be on a 153 footer.
But that rate.
Oh, I know. It's unbelievable, man.
Crazy.
It is.
It's good. I mean, you know, on my end of it, I'm like, hell yeah. On the trucking end of it, you're probably like, that's bullshit.
Well, you think do you know if it was, I don't want to know who it is, but is it somebody that had something to pick up here to get back to wherever they're going? Or
I'm not sure. It's a broker.
You don't know all that.
It was a broker quote.
Wow.
So,
wow.
700.
David B knocking them down.
Come on now.
That's cheap.
Jeez.
That is cheap.
700 coming out of St. Louis into us.
Yeah.
I mean, again, those rates 2 or 3 years ago, that was $1,000.
Oh, I know.
Now it's 700.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big reduction.
Well, for me, like again, on my end, I'm like, yeah. Look at this.
Right. Well, it's your job, right? To save the company money.
Yep. Who better to do that than a barely high school educated whatever. Yeah. Hire Dave. Dumbass will do it.
Man, that's good. Yeah. Wow. That is shocking though. So
26-year low demand. It's difficult to wrap your head around it if you think about it.
Well, hopefully, yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Hopefully we get out of this cycle. This cycle's not too devastating. Mm-hmm. Hey, did you see the guy from Terre Haute, Indiana that won the America's Got Talent?
No. Mm-mm.
So, yeah, you got to check that out when you get a chance.
All right.
Yeah. 55-year-old janitor shocks the judges with his performance of Don't Stop Believing. Gets the golden ticket. Okay. So he's going to like the finals or whatever. It's kind of cool.
That is cool.
It's a good story.
Yeah.
But
okay. I didn't realize that was still a show or whatever.
Yeah, I didn't either. So Ann's brother texted her the video of it, and then I watched it, and then this morning before we got together, I saw it pop up again. Now it's made like national news. 55-year-old janitor. Yeah, he was you got to watch it. It's a pretty good performance.
All right. I'm almost afraid to punch it into my algorithm because I don't want all that crap coming out. I will. No offense. I don't mean crap. It's just...
Then you'll be getting notices for the show's going to be on. You got to be careful, man. I apparently didn't even realize it. Had subscribed to Paramount. It's something I inadvertently, I don't ever remember clicking on anything.
Subscribe to Paramount.
And all of a sudden Ian's like, did you subscribe to Paramount? I'm like, I never subscribed to Paramount. I don't watch that. I'm like, I don't know how that happened.
Just out of curiosity, what would a subscription to Paramount cost?
It's like $7 or something. I'm like, I didn't do that. And then it must have, I don't know how that happened.
Is that that's a streaming thing?
It's like owned by CBS or something, Paramount. Yeah, it's just like a streaming, same like Hulu or all the other ones that are out there. Yeah. So I had no idea. I clicked on it. I was like, what? $7? I'm like, what a cheap way to get $7.
Yeah, exactly. That is.
Or $8, whatever. But yeah. So David, tell me about Caitlin Clark. What's going on? You are inside the Fever Dome. What is going on, man?
So we talked about this last time a little bit. As much as I don't ever want to be critical of anything, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, their current coach, Christy Sides, is in over her head. Mm-hmm. She has zero business coaching that team. Zero. She has the Fever have 3 years ago, they got the number 2 pick, and Melissa Smith. 2 years ago, they get Aaliyah Boston, number 1 pick, and this year they have Caitlin Clark as a number 1 pick, and they have won one game.
I know.
They're 1-8. They played the Chicago Sky today. I'm actually at 1 p.m. downtown, and that's where Angel Reese plays for.
You going?
Chicago. I'd love to, though. I sold out. And you know, kudos to the league. I mean, it's definitely making the women relevant. Maybe not be the right word, but people are talking.
More popular, yeah.
People are talking about it, and you know that's part of the deal. Is when you want to make more money and get more popular, that you're going to have to take the backlash and stuff. And I just don't.
The Fever have the second worst record in basketball.
Yeah, the Mystics have the absolute worst. They haven't won a game, the Mystics, until they play the Fever, and then they'll have a win. They just need to clean it. And my opinion too is not just Christy Sides, but Lynn Dunn needs to go too. Just be done out. And I never make a social media post on anything, producer Tony. And on Tuesday, I think it was Tuesday this week, when they lost at home to, I don't remember who, Seattle. No, LA. I think it was LA. They lost at home to LA. I'd made a post on YouTube like that. Christy Sides, how does she have a job, or how does whatever? And of course, it brings some snide comments out. And somebody's like, "Well, why don't you go?"
Would you put your name in for it?
That's not the point. I'll admit. And then somebody said, you better be careful what you wish for. Do you even have a job? I go, and then I said in a mic drop moment, or at least to me, it's a mic drop. I go, I've had the same job for 36 years because I'm good at it. Unlike Christy Sides.
Mic drop. Boom.
Take that in your face.
Yeah, that's
Flanders.
hilarious. That's hilarious.
So they just, man, and it looks like there's just frustration on all of their faces, where they're like,
so in your opinion, are all the starters getting along? Do they all?
I think so.
Okay, they all. Who's the other girl or lady you said they need to get rid of? Who's she? Is she the assistant coach?
No. So Lynn Dunn's the GM.
Okay, the GM.
And
okay,
you just not. I think there is to your point, going back to what you just asked. I think there might be a smidge of the inmates running the asylum, which is not necessarily the right thing to do.
Because go ahead. I'm sorry.
There needs to be that coach, like a Bill Lambier that comes in. It's like this. It's this way. And this way only.
Right.
You can get out.
Well, so me looking from the outside in, it would appear to be that what I see in the highlights and watching it and reading is that there might be some jealousy of Caitlin Clark. I'm going to just say it. I think the coach might be jealous of the whole thing. And I think there might be some organizational
like Kelsey Mitchell.
Yeah, they're like, this chick's not Larry Bird, this chick's not Magic Johnson, right? So they all feel like, it's kind of how Larry Bird, Magic Johnson got treated when they came in, right?
But they're the two that transformed the NBA.
They surely
the NBA
did.
Wasn't poop before that.
15 to 20 years, it transforms itself with players,
Mm-hmm.
And in the NBA or WNBA, it seems like that's what's happening, and there seems to be some resistance to it.
But what do you want? Do you want a better league? Do you want a better whatever? Right. You have to grow with those changes.
Yeah. Sad.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I mean, no one expected them to be 8-0, but maybe like 3-3 or 4-6.
Mm-hmm.
That's deemable, but not redeemable.
When you're to your point with that, when you're trying to pack your stadium, trying to grow the brand value, 1-8 ain't doing it.
Well, but even deeper, what you're saying though, because you and I talked about this, to say you're not going to shoot. You don't want someone that's a legendary 3-point shooter to shoot 3 points. I mean, what the hell?
Right.
What the hell kind of game you playing? That's all the NBA does all day long.
And I think
they don't even play defense in the NBA anymore.
I think I read where Caitlin was the fastest WNBA player to have X amount of points and X amount of assists or something, or she's already set records.
Really?
I guess. Yeah, a couple. Records.
Wow.
So yeah, I mean, kudos. Just don't fuck this up.
Yeah,
this is what's going on. My personal opinion. Fire somebody.
Well, here's the thing. Okay, it's not like she's gotten there and they've discovered, oh my God, she doesn't have the talent. Right? That's not the case. No one's saying that. Right. It's organizational stuff. It's maneuvering of players. It's your scheme. It's what are you coaching? What are you doing? Yeah, I would have to say that maybe some of those comments you got were for some of the people on the team, Dave. Hey, come out here and do it yourself.
Maybe.
It's kind of funny. You're always, oh,
And
my God.
I'd rather, but make your comments that
Yeah.
are relevant. I mean, saying
It's
like, "Oh,
funny.
you go put your resume in."
You probably don't have a job. People just like go to the
Had
the
same job
barrel,
for
right?
36 years, jackass.
Oh my God, it's funny.
Because I'm good at what I do.
Yeah. Well, it's just like some of our stuff on YouTube. That guy was like, you're a liar. The guy's calling us a liar. And it was information that it was public information reported.
Concerning the yellow.
Yeah. This guy's like going off the deep end, like we're lying about the company's demise and stuff.
And
It's
here
like,
we were being oversensitive about the issue,
Yeah.
and then somebody's
because we have friends that work there.
Yeah, you're
Oh
trying to
my
be
God.
respectful, and now you look back at it, you're like, "Oh, fuck them."
Yeah. You're like, gosh, dude, why'd you go off like that? I mean, unbelievable. But
So the Fever played the Sky today at 1 downtown Indy at Game.
they're going to lose.
Because they're a better built team, and Angel Reese she's going to come in and try to prove a point.
She got knocked down the other day. Did you see that?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, she got back,
but to your point with that, she popped right back up.
Yeah.
So did Caitlin Clark when she got
right.
leveled. She popped back up too.
Yeah.
Like, all right. And I like seeing Caitlin Clark, John. If you could back up your jaw, if you could back up, your chirping, chirp away.
Right.
Chirp away. But you got to back it up. You can't chirp and be like, oh,
right. She needs to maybe spend what would be good for Caitlin Clark. I'm no expert, but maybe to go to Larry Bird's trash talking gym for a month.
Sure.
And because Caitlin Clark can back it up too. So yeah, it'd be interesting, man. Because hopefully they'll turn it around. They're just figuring things out. But man, to have those picks that many years in a row, I mean, I'm right now, my goodness, even the Chicago Bears won some games last year, right? I mean, come on,
right?
With what they had, so with a third string quarterback, yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's going to end well for her, to be honest with you. I just sense something. There's not a lot of games either, right? So it's probably too late, maybe, to make that move. You think?
Almost a quarter of the way done with the season.
Yeah. Is Bill Laimbeer available?
I don't know, but probably not. If you're Bill Laimbeer, you'd be like, I ain't messing with that.
Man, I ain't messing with that stuff. They hate me in Indy.
Yeah.
Larry Bird might hunt him down. There might be a no hire him, because Larry Bird and that guy Larry Bird does not like that guy.
That's fair. Or not, maybe not Laimbeer per se, but that
somebody like that. Yeah.
Or a what's the Steelers?
Mike Tomlin.
Is that his name?
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of guy.
Yeah. That's what they need, that kind of personality. Yeah.
Come in, I'm gonna light a fire under your ass.
Yeah.
You either here or you're not.
Yeah. Never had a losing season.
Yeah.
Isn't that incredible?
And then there's people that want to get rid of him.
Yeah. Yeah. I know.
Just, man, you have the best thing that's ever happened, or could be the best thing that's ever happened to women's basketball, and you're not doing too well.
Well, regardless if it's the biggest, the best, it's one of the biggest things to ever happen. And to your point, you really can't mess that up. I don't know, dude. It just seemed to me like even in the press conference when she was coming there, right, before they even practiced or anything,
right,
that coach was always trying to downplay, down level the whole hype of it, right?
Right.
And so was the GM, which struck me as odd. Really did. So
I agree.
Yeah, she's probably like, what the hell?
Yeah, what am I doing here?
Who had the second pick? Do you know?
I was wondering that the other day, and I don't remember. I don't think it was Los Angeles. Was it? I don't think it was LA.
What are they? The Sparks?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're 2-5.
I think LA had the third pick, and they got Cameron Brink, who's doing a good job.
Yeah.
Number 2, I don't know. I don't remember. Yeah, I'm drawn almost. Man,
You're right. It's Cameron Brink.
At 2?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. I thought she was 3rd. Silly me. All right. Okay. And she's doing good too.
She's tall, man.
Very tall. Yep. And she's a hit in LA.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's a year ago we weren't talking about this. Women's basketball. Or 2 years we weren't talking about women's
Not
basketball.
at the confidence. I never was at the confidence level I am now of knowing more about it, and I don't know as much as you do about it, but yeah, you're right.
And Aaliyah Boston, to me, is just as relevant as Caitlin Clark, as far as the success of the team, and she's had some early, I don't know if struggles is the right word, but she's gotten it going. But you're like, man, I just think there needs to be a change. Just my opinion.
Yeah.
It needs to happen. You can't keep bleeding. You can't keep just like, we'll get it. We're trying to blah, blah, blah.
Well, you figure they, hopefully it's not like a Cubs thing where
they just keep losing.
And they people keep coming, and it's like
a good point. Is that what would happen? Like if the Fever go 1 and whatever, and they get Paige Beckers, you don't need Paige. No offense to Paige Beckers, but you already have that position. That's,
you get another number 1.
Yeah.
Because they're at the rate, they're going to get a number 1, number 2.
Right.
So, yeah. That would be the 4th year in a row?
It'd be the 3rd.
3rd year in a row? Yeah, something's wrong.
Yeah, it's just whatever. Anyway.
Yeah.
This, so
Switching gears.
One of the things we talked about like last week, if I remember right, this I think the Scottie Scheffler thing was.
Oh, Scottie update.
Do you have, I thought I heard something.
They dropped the charges, brother.
Okay.
Rightfully so.
Yeah.
Like it's so weird how society, the news is today. Like, when we first heard about this, it was Scottie ran over a police officer and drug him down the street and was violent. And, well, it's a good thing they have police body cam, right? So all that's come out. That never occurred. This guy actually never identified himself as a police officer. He had no idea he was a police officer. Probably should have assumed he might have been, right? But there were other people directing traffic there that weren't a part of the police, that were part of the golf course. So I guess it could be confusing if you don't have a badge on.
Right.
But if you listen to this audio and the way these police are questioning Scottie Scheffler, have you heard this?
I have not.
Oh my God. Well, you knew he was I didn't know he was a police officer. The guy just came up and reached his hand in and grabbed me in the car. That's what Scottie's saying. They're like, well, you should have known he goes, he never identified himself as a police officer. And so.
And conveniently, the body cams were off.
The main police officer that went in the car. Yeah. Conveniently, didn't work. So, if I was a PGA, I'd never have a freaking tournament in Louisville again, dude. I mean, you know what?
Right.
Screw you.
Yeah.
I mean, try to hold on to the charges and work a deal out with some shit you did wrong. Right. I mean, that's pathetic. So I'm glad Scottie's lawyer was, hey, you know what? We'll take it to court. We're going to go to court. We got all the video, the audio. So we'll just take it to a court and let the court decide. Oh no. Now they've changed their mind. Now they say, hey, we're going to drop the charges.
Shocking.
Yeah. Wow. What an embarrassment.
So speaking of, and this, I'm going off topic here a little bit. Did you see that South Whitley, Indiana cop throw that 18-year-old girl to the ground?
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah. She was she got pulled over for a traffic thing, and she was slow getting out of the car. He jerks her out of the car and slams her to the ground.
She was what?
Slams her to the ground. She was slow getting out of the car.
Gotcha.
It was raining, kind of slow getting out of the car, and she was itty bitty thing. He slammed her to the ground. Yeah, he fucking got, excuse my language, he got fired.
Oh, he should be.
Oh yeah.
The hell is that? Why would he do that?
Over a traffic stop.
Yeah, what an idiot. Yeah. I mean, there's some really aggressive ones out there like that. And there's some really nice ones,
Yeah. They're not here to bash the popo.
Yeah, that Scottie Scheffler thing, though. I mean, wow. I mean, it's really amazing. And a lot of the blame to me goes on the PGA Tour. Like, why aren't you like communicating? with your people, man, and letting them know what the hell's going on. Like the event coordinators got to know there's some issues outside the event, and people are having, it's like how embarrassing. Like if you go to if you go to Pacers game today, or Pacers, unfortunately, seasons is over. But if you go to a Fever game today, there's going to be some direction of car traffic.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Embarrassing.
So getting off of sports here just for a moment. How's this ramp metering thing going on down here? Do you know?
The light's been yellow all week.
All week.
All
yellow.
week. I don't even pay attention to it anymore. It's like, why am I looking at this light? It's always yellow.
Why is it here in the first place? I know we already talked some about
100 million people to come across 465 in the near future. I don't know. I've seen it red once, and nobody stops because it turns green right away. Like you don't even have time to stop. It like goes from red to green, and then you're like, that was the one day where there was traffic, but there was not like, it wasn't like stopped, like, oh, we got room for one more car.
Mm-hmm.
It was none of that. It was literally like red, green. I was like, everybody just kept going. So I didn't understand maybe it should have just been yellow, not red, green. So maybe that's why it was all yellow the rest of the week. They fixed it. I don't know. But it's a weird place to have one because you can get on that right-hand lane and pretty much ride it all the way to the exit, to the next exit, right?
Almost. Yeah.
Almost.
Mm-hmm.
So there's plenty of room. When they redid that part of the interstate, they did a nice job balancing out the lanes there, because that's a big spaghetti bowl coming up with 465 and 70, right?
Right.
It's a big flip there. So I guess Pendleton Pike exit can get pretty backed up too, but they've done a nice job with the interstate per se, but I don't get the meter. I don't get that.
So when you're in the mornings, when you're getting to go and in the morning, how do you notice how people are approaching it? Are they approaching it normal?
People
or
are confused. They don't know.
Okay,
They're confused.
I get it. I see that. Because
all of us would tap our brakes and then it would turn green. And they're like there was 8 cars ahead of me as I was turning on to 465 ramp. And there was like 8 cars ahead. And they all like tapped their brake, hit their gas, tapped it. And it's like, whoa, what? I don't know. It's bizarre.
Interesting. I'm
yeah.
Curious.
Well, we called those people that one time that do the studies.
Mm-hmm.
They got back to us, but they never would commit to doing a show. But it would be nice to have them on to explain, because there's a reason for this. I mean, our people who run our state are smart people. And I think when we did that study, we saw how they gauge it with the traffic flow, and you had someone you knew, and we talked about that years ago. So I think that they have a nice plan on the way and I got to say, man, growing up in Chicago, I know people that live here complain, but I think Indiana does a pretty good job with its roads. I really do. But yeah, the metering thing's weird. There's got to be a reason for it. There's got to be they've obviously been a little bit ahead of the growth a little bit. I mean, I think they have. Usually you wait till there's no room and people are all mad, ready to kill somebody, right? Before it happens. But they've done that. So, but I don't know, man. It's odd. I'd like to get them on and find out what that's about. Because if they're anticipating like I don't know, I don't see the need for it. I mean, I could see the need for it in like Chicago or LA, but here, I don't know.
The first, I've only experienced it once in Minneapolis, and that was 30 years ago, and I didn't understand it then. I don't understand it now. So, but anyway,
here's listen. Indiana uses ramp meters to improve traffic flow and safety on freeways. Ramp meters are traffic signals that control how often a vehicle enters the freeway to match the road capacity. And we knew that, but this can help reduce congestion, collision, and travel times. and can also reduce fuel consumption and emissions. So IDOT's got a thing on it. Same thing. The benefits have been demonstrated across the country in metropolitan areas such as Washington Department of Transportation, Minnesota. And then they got like pictures of it, illustrated pictures of it on their website, how it's supposed to allow. So essentially, I guess when saying this, it's really not to wait till it's totally congested, right?
Right.
It's gonna. I just wonder if you can get a ticket. Let me look that up real quick. Can you get it?
Oh, that's a good question.
Can you get it?
Like if you run the red light on a ramp?
Yeah. From a ramp meter in Indiana. Somebody's already looked it up. Oh. Indiana State say that metering lights should be treated like any other traffic signal. State troopers will give drivers a grace period so they can get used to the new system. Eventually, however, disregarding a ramp metering light could result in a ticket.
Could.
Yeah, it's like maybe the whole thing is this is just another moneymaker. They figured out a way. They figured out another way to.
Oh, I'd be surprised.
Yeah, to Indiana now the richest state in the country from ramp metering tickets. Oh Lord.
Wow.
That's always something.
Mm-hmm.
So, what's else going on, David? What else?
As far as I can't think of anything right off. I'm sure there's something.
Scottie Scheffler's out of jail. Never went.
Right. I can't think of much right off.
You your family got any trips planned? Any Jeep excursions?
So we got it out. So we only had it out once last year, and we've got it out that many times so far. This year was once. So last Saturday, we took back roads to Indy, ended up in that Square Cat Vinyl.
Oh yeah.
It was a beautiful day. And Tracy, she never thinks we're going to go anywhere. She just thinks we're going to stay in the Jeep. And she brought a little bag with, I don't know why, an extra pair of shoes and a scarf and a little something. And I'm like, what is this? And she goes, you never know. And I'm like, never know what? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, but we ended up in Fountain Square and then back roaded it home. And as we were coming up Delaware and Washington, just to the east there is where the Megabus bus stop is, like right there. 2 gunshots rang out. Oh yeah, everybody was scattering, and we were like, "What in the hell?" And you could hear the shell go sing, hit the ground or whatever. And
wow,
we go up a block, and there was another shot. And you're like, "What in the hell?"
You're kidding me.
I tried to find a story on the news. What happened
in the middle of the day?
Nothing. Yeah. Well, no. Yeah. Probably 5 or 6 o'clock in the afternoon or whatever. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And that was the day of the one of the Pacer Boston games, and there was a poop ton of Boston fans just streaming towards the game bridge or whatever. And, come on down. And it's just you don't like to hear that stuff or whatever. And
man, that's sad.
It's not good for the You're like, what the hell? And I tried to look for the story. I never found any news stories about it, but you immediately heard sirens. Immediately, like, but
gosh,
we hightailed it out of there.
It's crazy.
And then took 38th Street.
Oh,
went from the frying pan into the fire.
You went from a danger zone to the red hot zone, man. You went from one danger zone to the even hard. Yeah, it can be kind of tough out there. That's amazing to hear gunshots like that. It can be scary, especially in a populated area like that. Mm-hmm. Wow.
So then we drove. The reason we took 38th Street is we went, we just drive. There's no ever certain route that we're going to go. And we took Cold Springs, went by Marion and University and back around up Lafayette Road, which isn't the
That's a trip too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Windows up.
Yeah. Yes, on the doorless Jeep.
On the doorless
Yes.
Jeep.
Yep.
You got like
Yep.
glass.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
That's cool though, man. So you guys are back to doing that.
yeah, we'll see. Not this weekend. It's supposed to rain today.
Yeah.
We've got other things going on. Yeah. I hope it becomes a pattern. Sometimes it just doesn't because there's always something going on. It's never.
Yeah.
We only had it out once last year just because we didn't get it out. It wasn't. There was always something else going
Yeah.
on. So we'll see. I mean, I hope so, but I don't know. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
I do need to get it an oil change. But yeah. So that's nothing else new. What about you? Do you have any strips?
No, nothing. Well, we've got
Or you do go back down south?
no, we could do that. We'll probably do that at some point, like on a weekend or something. But mainly, I've just got these Ruoff concerts coming up.
When is the Dave Matthews Band?
Let me look that up. Yeah, I have a calendar on the refrigerator. I need to refresh myself with the events. But Dave Matthews is, I think, June. Let me double check, though. June 29th, 28th, and 29th. Friday, June 28th, and Saturday, June 29th.
Is there something coming up prior to that?
Yeah, there's let me check that out. It's like the hottest I've ever seen it with bands. Like it's really, really a good year for Live Nation Ruoff Center. You have Kenny Chesney, James Taylor, Hootie and the Blowfish,
Okay.
Maroon 5,
Mm-hmm.
Santana,
Mm-hmm.
Dave Matthews, Third Eye Blind, Yellow Card, Train, REO Speedwagon.
Are you going to try to hook up with Matty Ice at Dave Matthews?
Yeah, I'm going to text him and see if I can hook up with him. I haven't talked to him in a long time. Earth, Wind, Fire in Chicago.
Oh.
Red Hot Chili Peppers. Thursday, July 25th. Styx, Foreigner. Alanis Morissette, July 27th. Fish, Slipknot. I won't go to any of that. Creed, Doobie Brothers, Imagine Dragons, Human Musical Group Sensation, Glass Animal, Tour of Earth. That sounds interesting. Pearl Jam, Sammy Hagar, Rob Zombie, Pitbull, Luke Bryant, ZZ Top and Leonard Skinner, Stone Temple Pilots, Megadeth, Meghan Trainor is the last concert, October 4th, Friday. She had that big hit that one time.
Okay. I'm so I wouldn't know who that was if.
So we'll go to probably 8 to 10 of them, probably.
Okay.
There's some good ones there. Alanis Morissette, she was huge when I was in college.
Yeah.
Had to play her all the time.
Mm-hmm. Who, I think it was last year when she did a tour last year. I think Garbage was with her. I would have really liked to have seen that, but I just didn't.
Oh, yeah.
I like Garbage. I think Garbage is.
You like them?
Yep.
Let me see. I know a little bit. Let me refresh my memory here. Oh, yeah. Okay, that is him. Butch Vig.
Uh-huh.
Do you know him?
Oh, yeah.
From Garbage?
Yeah. So he produced Pumpkin album and Nirvana.
Dude, he's done a ton of them. He's probably helped create the whole grunge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he did
from Madison, Wisconsin.
Yeah, recorded all that stuff in Madison, yeah. Nirvana, he's done Pearl Jam, he's done Foo Fighters. He's done a lot of the Foo Fighters stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, he's got a great story. You can catch him on YouTube. Butch Vig, he talks about hooking up with those bands and doing all that stuff. Talks about a lot about Jimmy. He likes Jimmy from the Pumpkins. He
His-
thought he was the
his-
driving force of the sound,
Really?
of the grunge sound.
So is Butch a drummer too, or no?
I don't know what he plays.
I think I don't know. I'm guessing. I'm just guessing that he's the drummer for your Garbage, or no? No.
I'm looking it up. Butch Vig. Yep, drummer. You're right. You're all over it. Drummer and co-producer of the band.
Right, but he produced
Wow.
some of the Smashing Pumpkins albums and Nirvana's, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It says here, Nevermind was the one he produced. He produced alternative rock, Smashing Pumpkins. I think he did Pumpkins before Nirvana. Yeah, he did, because him and Billy Corgan knew each other, and he told Billy Corgan, you got to listen to this.
Mm.
And Billy Corgan listened to it and went, well, holy shit, that's really good.
Mm.
And so they knew each other before. Not 100% I think they did record some early Pumpkin stuff, because he's near them. Chicago, Milwaukee, they kind of knew each other. So yeah, he
And isn't Billy still big? I mean, doesn't he still reside in Illinois or whatever?
I believe, yeah, he does. Yeah, funny story. Yeah, he does, because my buddy from Chicago, his wife Trish, she has family that lives nearby a coffee shop that Billy Corgan owns, and they have seen him in there numerous times.
Oh, okay.
And like, he's just as nice as ever. Hey, how are you guys? Oh, great. Thanks for showing up to the coffee shop. Just really nice.
He owns a coffee shop?
I think he owns it. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Like his own off name brand one. I forget which suburb it's in, but it's where he grew up.
Like Smashing Coffee or something?
Pumpkin. Yeah.
Or,
Pumpkin. Yeah. Smashing. I don't know what it's called. You know, let me try to look it up.
oh, no. Yeah. Well, that's intriguing. You would think it would do well, or no? I don't know.
Okay. It's in Highland Park. It's called Madame Zuzu's Emporium.
Interesting. And,
And
help me out with the
holy
geography.
cow.
Help me out with the geography on that.
It's
Where was?
northwest suburb.
Okay.
Yeah. It's wow. It's got a lot of great Google reviews.
There is a band coming to Indianapolis on, I think it's a Friday, September the 13th. The name of the band is Lettuce, as in a head of lettuce. And
Mhm.
they're performing at Hi-Fi. They're kind of a funk. I don't want to say techno funk, but they're kind of a funk band, and I'm gonna go see them. They play in the Annex, which is outside.
Oh yeah.
Which is the best place, in my
Yeah.
opinion. And I'm gonna go watch them on.
Nice.
Yeah, it's my one rare. I'm supposed to go to Baltimore and West Virginia at the end of August, but I'm not. I'm having a tough time working on the logistics for that,
Pulling it off.
because Tracy has to leave for Northern Ireland on that Monday, and I'm like,
What she's going to Northern Ireland for?
our youngest daughter,
The daughter?
lives there. So,
Oh, I thought she was in England. Now she's in Ireland?
yeah,
Or was
she's-
she always in Ireland?
She started in She started in England for 2 years. In the last couple years, she now has a boyfriend, so she lives in Northern Ireland.
Does
Costs me too much money. But
does she like it?
yeah.
And he's from there.
Yes.
Wow. Have you ever talked to him?
No. He's no. Honestly, I wouldn't even know what his name is.
It'd be funny to hear his accent.
It would. I'd like to go with her, but we can't leave Hannah by herself. So
Yeah.
it's not,
Could she go with you? Or would that be brutal?
I don't think so. Probably best not.
Yeah.
Probably best. Yeah, it is what it is. So I'll get there sometime.
Will she ever come home? I thought she'd come. No, she's never.
There must
had.
be some. I'm only guessing. I don't know this to be factual. There has to be some sort of visa thing going on, because
Oh.
I just not so sure. I'm not sure how she's being allowed to stay over there. I'm confused.
Oh, okay.
She says she's staying on top of it, but I have my doubts. And I'm like, well, how is it that they're letting you stay over there? I don't understand.
Yeah.
I don't know what the rules are. I don't get how you can. I don't know. I'm confused. I don't know.
Well, I know somebody that was from Scotland that was here and just recently became had a dual citizenship and was able to carry that forever for like 10, 15 years. And then I don't know, couldn't vote, I don't think, and then ended up becoming a citizen. So I don't know. I don't know, dude. I don't know the rules of that. It just kind of seems like a scary place you don't want to be in, that of not knowing, you know?
Yeah. If she has her poop together and it's all good, that's fine. But I just have that feeling that it's not, based on her not coming home.
Gotcha.
I don't. It's costing me so much money.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, that's all right. Well, that's good. Tracy's going there when? Was it August?
Monday, August 26th, and coming home that Thursday after the Labor Day holiday.
Oh, wow.
So 10 days-ish or something.
That'll be a big trip for her.
Yeah.
How long is that flight?
8 hours.
Oh.
12, 8. I think it's 8.
Wow.
Do you imagine?
No.
And then it's a train ride from the I don't remember which. It's not Belfast. I don't remember exactly where she's flying into, but then it's a train ride from this, like an hour train ride or so from. Dang it, I forget I don't remember which terminal that.
Dublin, Cork, Belfast.
Probably Dublin.
Dublin.
Yeah, because it's not Belfast. Belfast would make sense. I think it was just cheaper to fly into Dublin, if I remember right. And actually, the flight isn't bad. The round trip flight's like less than $800.
Wow.
And the train ride probably isn't cost anything, I would imagine.
Well,
Yeah, I don't know. Man, I'd like to go. I'm afraid I'd have to shake the shit out of her, but I don't know, man.
I was just looking at it on the map, man. It looks just absolutely beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, you got to, in a way, I want to give her credit for having the wherewithal to do something like that, but she doesn't work, and that just pisses me off. Get the goddamn job.
Wow, that's absolutely beautiful. Yeah, 8 hours and 55 minutes to Dublin.
Mm-hmm. And that's out of Chicago. She's flying out of Chicago.
Yeah, I didn't check.
Yeah, well,
it says from here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
probably the same-ish.
Man, that would be like a beautiful place to go.
Mm-hmm.
Will she sightsee and stuff, or
probably being there that long? I would assume.
Maybe she should go to the Guinness.
That would be good.
There's a picture of it right here. Guinness storehouse.
That would be good. That would be good.
Oh man, that's absolutely beautiful, though.
Yeah.
Wow. The green grass of Ireland.
That would be, yeah. And I know has to be some family heritage there too, or ancestors. I think we've got some ancestry things there.
Ann does too.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, but at 23 years old, you're not thinking about that stuff.
No.
So
yeah.
Anyway, I hate to do this to you.
Yeah, we got to go.
I got my heart out.
All right, brother.
I appreciate you.
We're out.
Yep.
Ship's Gonna Happen is OUT. Happy weekend.